It's the Unplugged with JT. It's Unplugged with Lil JT. It's Unplugged with JT. What's up, Unplugged gang? It's your boy JT. I'm back again with another freaking NFL video. So today, listen, we got a lot to talk about. Like, listen, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe so you can get each and every video that your boy JT drop. I might appreciate y'all for just tuning in, man. Listen, I'm not about to hold y'all up too long. We about to get into everything I want to talk about today. There's so many NFL things I want to talk about. But the first thing we're going to talk about, and the first topic we will be talking about, breaking news, y'all. Breaking news coming from me, man. Listen, Geno Smith is getting released. The Raiders trade last year. The Raiders trade a third-round pick to Seattle to acquire him. He still owed $18.5 million from the Raiders, but the Raiders are clearing deck at quarterback to get Fernando Mendoza, man. So I'm ready to see. We know Geno Smith, he's probably at the end of his career. There's no team I think he can sign with. He can be a great volume backup, but I think his days of being a starter is numbered. So we're interested to see, maybe he go to Miami, maybe he go to the Jets, maybe he goes to... Every team, I think, got a fulfilled starter. You never know what can happen. Colts are there. Eyebrow flag. Interested to see what's going on. So listen, y'all. I love y'all. Listen, Geno Smith is officially getting released, and we knew this was coming. A.J. Brown. So A.J. Brown, y'all know his outburst last season, calling out the offensive coordinator, calling out the quarterback. It made himself more above approach in the team. I think his time is coming to an end. As far as trades, the aspect for Philadelphia, I think the best thing for Philly is what can we get back in return. I think Smitty definitely is going to be the number one receiver. Jalen Hurts didn't play well last year. But let's talk about it. He didn't play well. They were relying on Saquon, and they just offense got too one-dimensional. AJ was wanting the ball, and when he did get the ball in the key moments, he didn't come in the clutch. And sometimes he did, sometimes he didn't. So my thing is, I seen a report, Ian Rappaport reports that it's 5 teams interested in him. The Ravens have called about him. Possibly a pair with Lamar Jackson, but I don't think that's something they need. I'm going to get into that in a second. The Chargers, I think the 2 teams that make the most sense for A.J. Brown to go to is the Chargers and the Patriots. Those are 2 teams that I think makes the most sense. Because hear me out on here. I say the Chargers because Justin Herbert is the future quarterback. They haven't had as much criticism that I give to Justin Herbert. He hasn't had that dog at receiver for him. Veteran Keenan Allen. Quentin Johnson was supposed to be that guy. He's just now coming out into his own. You got other pieces. You got Ladd McConkey. He's reminding me of like an Adam Thielen, Wes Welker type receiver. He's going to give you about so much, but you need that guy that can go up and move the chains consistently. I think A.J. Brown does make the most sense to L.A. That gives him a quarterback that they love to throw the football downfield. They got a pretty good defense. I think they should sign Khalil Mack back. That's just me personally. Bradley Bozeman retired. They did let go. I think it was Mekhi Beckman. Was a Charger? I think they let him go. So they got a lot of planning out to do. I think the Chargers will be a good start for him. The reason why I think New England makes the most sense between New England and the Ravens. First I'm gonna say New England perspective. Mike Vrabel and A.J. Brown got a close connection. A.J. Brown grew up a Patriots fan. He always teased about probably playing with the Patriots. They're coming off a Super Bowl. Drake May, they just cut Stephon Diggs. They got all their pieces in place, and I think they'll do a good job of intacting that receiver position and getting that dog in A.J. Brown. But you know the pros and the cons are when you get in a receiver like that. You don't want to be, too one-dimensional. The reason why it worked in Philly, because he had so much surrounding him. He had Smitty. He had Dallas Goedert. He got Jalen Hurts in the running game. He got Saquon Barkley. He got a defense. There's so many factors because you're looking at it like this. Even in Tennessee, he wasn't the number one option on the offensive side of the ball. It was Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry was getting 20, 30 carries a game. And AJ was, don't get me wrong, AJ is a hell of a receiver. But when you got two backs like that, you got to think about the pros and the cons of you going to a team and you want out and you want your balls, pause, caught, and you was like, simple. Like, I'm not about to get into that. I'm not about to do that, and I'm not about to get into the thing of just dealing with that. And the reason why the Baltimore Ravens make more sense, and I'm going to get into my next topic, the reason why Baltimore make the most sense is because, okay, look at this. You got an all-world quarterback in Lamar Jackson. It's now or never for him. He has to go win a championship. It's championship or bust. It's no more MVP. No, fuck it. It's no more MVP. You're the MVP of the league. He's one of the best. He's one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL when healthy. John Harbaugh was let go. You got Derrick Henry. You got Zay Flowers. I think you should re-sign Isaiah Likely, but I think he's going to test the free agent market. And I think as he should, because you signed Mark Andrews to a 3-year deal. Okay. The A.J. Brown compliment Zay Flowers. You got the speedy receiver on the outside. You got A.J. Brown on there. It makes the most sense. But I think if I'm Baltimore, if you're going to trade for him, you have to focus on getting that back end secured. Because that back end is not good. Marlon Humphrey, he's getting up there in age. Is what it is. They need some pass rushers. They need some better linebackers. They need, I think, a right tackle to protect Lamar. Like, it's so many things that go into place with this stuff. And we'll see where A.J. Brown goes. I'm intrigued to see what's going on. The next person I'm going to get into, Max Crosby. I got into a little bit of this, but I didn't go into detail about him. My top 3 destinations for Max Crosby. I heard the Bears are making a big push. I got the Bears number 3 on my list because they're creating cap space. They just traded DJ Moore. I'm going to get into that as well. I think let's go to DJ Moore first before you get back to Max Crosby. The DJ Moore trade is a little alarming for me for the Bears because you need that veteran presence. I know it's okay to lean on your young guys. I'm using this in a basketball reference. OKC, young team, Caruso, a veteran on the Lakers championship team. You got to have that veteran that's going to make a play. DJ Moore on the offensive side of the ball when you need him, make a play. I think, okay, you're putting your confidence in Luther Burton, Ruma Duzi, who's been consistent, but he's been injured. He has an injury history. You got the 2 big tight ends on the outside. I love Colston Loveland, and I love Cole Kmet. You got DeAndre Swift. You got Ngangai. You got that offensive line. Drew Dalman, the center, just retired. You still got Joe Tooney. You got a hell of a defense. I think the thing is, if you get Max Crosby, it's championship or bust for Chicago. Because when you make a move like that, you're saying, I want to win now. You went wire to wire with the Rams. Caleb Williams, I think I don't think he had a good game. He had that miraculous throw, but all game he didn't have a good game. He had 3 interceptions, but it is what it is, man. And I think the Bears are in the running for him. The next team that I think will make a great run with him, and I think he's destined to beat. This is probably the most realistic team out of all of them for me, in my perspective. If I'm Max Crosby, and you want to win, and if you want to put all your ducks in a row, and you want to say, let's do it. The team that I think Max Crosby, the team that I think that should go and try to trade for Max Crosby, I am going to go with, this is my shock all y'all. You ready for this? The Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to tell y'all why. They got Josh Allen-Hines. Trevor Lawrence is a dog. They got their quarterback of the future. They got Travis Hunter. They also looking to try to trade Brian Thomas Jr. Don't know why. I know you're putting on your ducks in a row for Travis Hunter, but you still got to have a receiver on the outside. They just traded for one of the best receivers, underrated receivers, Jacoby Myers. You got Parker Washington. I think adding him, you need a pass rusher for Jacksonville. Hell, who wouldn't have loved to have Max Crosby? But I think the Bears make sense. I think the Ravens need to try to make a trade at Max Crosby. I think the teams that I'm thinking outside the box, they're trying to get him. The Chargers got a good chance at him. The Patriots they got cap room. You got the Steelers. Not really. I would love to see him in Carolina. Honestly. Just because we can make cap space, we can restructure some contracts and things of that nature. But I think the team that makes the most sense is the Bears. That's just the obvious answer. The Bears. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas tried to go after them because you got cap space. You restructured that contract. I think you should restructure CD's contract to try to make room for a player like Max Crosby. But the team that I really think going to end up making an effort at him is the Rams. The Rams are trying to do what they did when Matthew Stafford first year got there. They signed Eric Weddle. They trade for Jalen Ramsey. They got Von Miller. They got those pieces. They got dogs on that end. Like, there's no way around it, bro. They got some dogs on that defense side of the ball. And if they'll be able to trade a couple picks to try to get Max Crosby, you're on a win now mode. That's just what it is. The next thing I'm going to get into, are you ready for this? Is Frank Mendoza, Mendoza? Is Mendoza really a generational talent? I heard a lot of people saying that he is the clear-cut favorite for number one. Yes, because the Raiders need a quarterback. Oh, shit. Breaking news, y'all. Hold on. Kyler Murray is expected to sign with the Vikings in free agency. That changes a lot because they need a mobile quarterback. If Kyler Murray is it. Wow. I don't know what's true. I don't think it's not true, but everybody's saying they like Kyler Murray in Minnesota, but I don't like Kyler Murray in Minnesota. I think if Kyler Murray is going to go to a place where I think he just need a breath of fresh air. And if I'm Kyler Murray, I will honestly think about taking my talents to Pittsburgh because you have a defense. You have a receiver in DK Metcalf. You have pieces in place. All they need to do is build around it. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get back to this Max Mendoza. I think the thing is, me growing up and watching football for 23, 24 years of my life, every Heisman winner I can remember have a moment. Marcus Mariota, his big run. RG3, his throw against Oklahoma. Johnny Manziel, his big run, his big throw against Johnny Football versus Tuscaloosa. Cam Newton, 50-yard run versus LSU. His comeback versus Alabama in the Iron Bowl. Trent Richardson, his big run. Mark Ingram, his big run. Jaden Daniels, his read option play. Joe Burrow, his Heisman moment. Travis Hunter, he had a Heisman moment. If you look at the landscape of last year's college football, I'm going to be honest with you. I was intact with college football, and I really wasn't. I was in it, but I wasn't really in. I was in and out. I don't think he's a generational talent. I think he could be a very good quarterback. And that's not to underestimate him. I just think the NFL is a whole different level. When you're the number one pick, that shit comes with expectation. Ask Cam Ward. Ask Bryce Young, my quarterback. Bryce Young, his first 3 years, he ain't did shit in the NFL. 2-14. 2 or 3 wins in his first year. Next year, 5-12. This year, 9 wins, barely made it to the playoffs. Went toe-to-toe with one of the best quarterbacks of all time in Matthew Stafford. So it takes time, and they got this great offensive mind in Clint Kubiak, who's one of the best offensive coordinators in the league. I think coming from that Kubiak tree, Gary Kubiak obviously was the head coach in Denver. He was a dog. I think the thing is they got JSN in Seattle as well, but I think the thing is if you're the Raiders, you got your core pieces here. You got Ashton Genty. You got Brock Bowers. If I'm you guys, I'm not trading Max Crosby. You can trade Max Crosby, but if you're looking at the bigger picture, Max Crosby wants to win now. And if you want to deal Max Crosby to a contender, what are you willing to give up where I can get compensation in return? Make this like the Jared Goff and the Matthew Stafford trade. That's the greatest trade of all time. That is the greatest trade of all time. Because the Lions traded Matthew Stafford to the Rams. The Rams traded Jared Goff and I think 5 picks. Them picks turned out to be Jahmyr Gibbs, Jameson Williams, Sam Laporta, and I think 2 more other picks. Like, you got to get the most compensation if you want to. It's like equivalent to what OKC and the Clippers did a couple years ago. They traded to get Paul George, and all those picks in return, they got SGA. I mean, they traded SGA. They got it Jalen Williams. They got J-Dub. They got those pieces. They got Carson Wallace. They got some of those key components to their team for them to build to a championship. If you're going to trade Max Crosby, you need to get the most value. I just don't think Mendoza, I think he's a decent quarterback, but I don't think he's number 1 overall draft pick worthy. I think he's only number 1 because the Raiders need a quarterback. They can look in the veteran presence and they can look for things like that, but I don't think he's the my clear favorite for the number 1 draft pick is Ruben Bain Jr. because he's a dog. I think he will follow the Washington in the draft. I just think I don't remember Mendoza having a Heisman moment. I know he had that tough run in the national championship game, but I just don't think he's a generational talent. That's just me personally. Sam Bradford was a generational talent. He went number 1 overall. Like, I just really don't think he's a generational talent. That's just my personal opinion. I was fortunate enough to grow up in watching these quarterbacks get after it time and time and time again, and I just don't see the hype around it. That's just me personally, but that's just my personal opinion, man. What's next? Let's get to this next topic, yo. We on for the trade. I think my next title is let's see it. Let's look at it. Why Justin Herbert and Josh Allen will never win. I'm gonna tell you why they'll never win. I kind of got some flack for this just because I've been watching football all my life. I know when a guy got it and when he don't. Josh Allen is immensely talented. Justin Herbert is immensely talented. The pieces around him. Josh Allen, you don't got no excuse. Last year, no Patrick Mahomes. Well, this year, no Patrick Mahomes. No Joe Burrow. No Lamar Jackson. You barely beat Trevor Lawrence. You go against one of the best defenses in the NFL, in the Denver Broncos. Took them to overtime. Some questionable calls, but you still had 5 turnovers. I just think he's never going to get it done. I don't care. I understand you just traded for DJ Moore, and that's great, and I love that. I love that for Josh Allen because he deserves it. He fucking deserves it, bro. Because anybody need a number 1 receiver in the NFL is Josh Allen. Because they lost Stephon Diggs due to their pride. Stephon Diggs was the best thing that happened to Josh Allen. I'm sorry. The reason why I say Justin Herbert doesn't got it because I've seen him time and time again in playoff games. Regular season, he can have a great regular season. But when he's in the postseason, he's like James Harden. Can't get it. Versus the Texans. 3 interceptions. Big loss. This year versus the Patriots. One-dimensional. Can't make that shit up. That's just my personal opinion. That's my preference. I do like these quarterbacks, and I think those guys are nice, but I just think it could be a little bit better. This next topic I'm going to get into. My 2 underlying sleeper teams for next year. Number 1 will be the Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels coming off an injury-plagued season. People will call it a sophomore slump. I call it just getting better with time. I think the thing is expectations for the NFL now. They see you and your first year quarterbacks. Y'all can do this, a la Jaden Daniels, a la RG3. They see these quarterbacks making success early. Drake May, Super Bowl in his second year. Caleb Williams, divisional round in his second year. You see these quarterbacks. Jordan Love came in third year, divisional round playoffs. Like, you see these quarterbacks making progressions and progress early in their career, and you think, oh, that's going to be me. No. Jaden Daniels, I think the thing is for Washington, you have to protect him. You have to. That's why I said the 3 key signings for the Washington Commanders, I think. Number 1 is Tyler Linderbaum, the center who just got cut by the Baltimore Ravens. I think they should go grab him because you need somebody to protect Jaden Daniels on that line. You need to. And I think the second key free agent I think they should go get is David Njoku. The reason why I say David Njoku is because he can spread the field with no other. And he's a great run blocking tight end, and he's a vertical tight end. He reminds me of a young Vernon Davis. Just the athleticism that he has and just the pieces he can put around Jaden Daniels to make him a bit. You see, if he can do that shit with Zach Ertz, elderly Zach Ertz, you can see what he can do with David Njoku. And I think that's the thing. He deserves... Let me cut this car on, y'all. It's getting kind of hard in here. Oh, shit. But... Video. But I think the thing is, I think that should be their priority. And I think the third priority for the Washington Commanders, in my opinion... in this tie for third, I think they should go try to get Reek Woolen or they should try to go get Romeo Doubs. I'm going to tell you why. My best friend Peter, he's a huge Commander fan. I think Romeo Doubs will move the thread the needle just because I think another young receiver in that receiving room, outside of Terry McLaurin, I know Deebo Samuel wasn't going to give you much. At best, Deebo Samuel is your third best receiver on your team. At best. Because he can... Deebo has some injuries. He's getting up there in age. And I think y'all thought y'all was going to get the old Deebo Samuel. Y'all really got the old Deebo Samuel, if you want to be real. I think the thing is injury plagued their season. I think they should be back in contention next year. I think Jaden Daniels will step up and be an MVP. Shut up, girl. This is the camera talking. The MVP caliber season next year. I think he will put Washington back on the map. I think they will win the NFC East. That's yet to be determined. So I'm interested to see. And my next scariest team, sleeper team, is obviously the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to tell you why. I think the Panthers are still one of the most slept-on teams. Even though we lost to the Rams 34-31, nobody respected us after that game. Nobody earned respect for us. Nobody really didn't give a fuck about what Bryce Young did. They was like, oh, that's just the Panthers. We know they were going to lose. Anyway, if that was your favorite quarterback, you would have some type of win. You would, he played his heart out. We damn near took the Rams toe-to-toe to the wire, and we could have beaten them. For the offseason, I think for Carolina, the 3 needs is always going to be linebacker, it's going to be left tackle, and it's going to be tight end. Running back is a need. I think Rico Dowd should re-sign with us, a 3-year, $21 million deal. I would give him that. Far as tight end position, like I said, for the Commanders, David Njoku would be the big the asset for them. I think we should go out there and go get Dallas Goedert from Philly, just because he's a veteran presence. He still got left in the tank. He can still stretch the field, and he's a good security blanket for a quarterback. A quarterback best friend is a tight end. Like, what good is having a car if you don't have the keys to it, you know? Like, it's just make sense. I think the defensive side of the ball, we could get a pass rusher. That's what I'm so adamant about. About us getting Trey Hendrickson in free agency. Other couple guys. I think the pass rusher from the Chargers. I really can't pronounce his name. Sorry, I really can't. Max Crosby. We can possibly trade for him. I think Devin Lloyd is a guy. Linebacker is probably the most position that we need to get better at. Need to look at. We got Trevor Wallace. We got Christian Roseboom. I think Christian Roseboom should resign. We should resign him to a 2-year deal because on the back half of the season, he played some amazing football. I would try to go get Nakobe Dean, Jalen Phillips, or Devin Lloyd. I need one of those 3 guys. One out of those 3 guys. We need a linebacker. We need to upgrade that position tremendously. Next topic I'm gonna get into, y'all. Listen, we trying to make this quick. I'm trying to get through a lot of topics as I talked about. Let's go. Texans. They go to the playoffs every single year and lose. Is the Texans is a product of bad quarterback play, or that's just their max potential? Because I think the Texans have the best defense in the NFL. They have arguably the top three. They have a top two secondary. The best secondary in the league is the Houston Texans. Outside of that, you can talk about Philly. You can talk about Denver. Underrated is Carolina as well. The Rams might got some say so about that because they just added Trent McDuffie, an all-pro corner who can do it all with the best of them. Okay, now let's get back to it. That was a thumbnail. But, yeah, man, I just think the thing is they got a pass rush. Will Anderson Jr., his contract coming up, throw him the bag. Alley-hoop dunk that bitch. He deserve a bag. Daniil Hunter. 1 year, $40 million deal, $30 million guaranteed. Is he overpaid at his age, being 30-plus years old? I don't know. I don't think he's overpaid, but I think the thing is, when you giving that person that type of money, you expect 10-plus sacks, and I'm expecting 10-plus sacks. I'm not saying that they could have did a team-friendly deal where they could have did 3 years, $30 million. I would have been happy with that. 3 years, $40 million, but 1 year, $30 million or $40 million, we need to talk about that. Is C.J. Stroud really the guy? I'll say this about C.J., man. I think C.J. is a tremendously good quarterback. I think his confidence is cool. David Mills, while he was out, made the Texans look better than C.J. Stroud ever did this season. Yes, I understand Tank Dell was out. Yes, I understand they didn't have a run game. Joe Mixon was out. The rookie Woody Marks. Nick Chubb really... Excuse me, y'all. Nick Chubb wasn't really giving them nothing on the... Nick Chubb really wasn't giving them nothing on the running aspect of the game. But here's my thing about C.J. Stroud. The NFL will humble your ass real quick. And I'm just speaking, and I'm being 100%. I'm gonna speak some real shit into you. Damn, I need a water. Something stuck in my damn throat. Hold on, y'all. My meat all in y'all face. Pause. Ooh, that's that natural spring. Listen, y'all. Be 100% honest. C.J. Stroud, the NFL humble your ass real quick. Because, God please forgive me for saying this, but I could have sworn your rookie year, you went to the playoffs. You had an all-rookie success season. If I'm not mistaken, you went on a Pivot podcast. Matthew Stafford is a lot of people's favorite quarterbacks. He put Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, if I'm not mistaken, I think Lamar Jackson, I think it was Dak, and then I think it was him, if I'm not mistaken. You can quote me wrong. I think Josh Allen was in there, but it was something like that. He put himself in the top 5. His rookie season, he said he was top 5. Sports nowadays don't care about developmental things no more. They don't care about the development of a quarterback. They don't care about this. They don't care about that. What have you done for me lately, C.J. Stroud? The last time we saw C.J. Stroud on the field, he had 3 interceptions versus the New England Patriots. His defense had him in the game time and time again. He kept turning the football over. I understand Houston needs to get better with the running game. They did that this season. They did that this offseason early by trading for David Montgomery. I think that was a plus sign in the right direction. You get your number 1 running back. You got Woody Marks. You got Nico Collins. Tank Dell should be coming back. You should have never left Stephon Diggs walks out the door because he was very good for y'all in the pass game until he got injured, and then he moved on to New England. But that's neither here nor there. C.J. Stroud, don't ever do that shit, bro. The NFL will humble your ass real quick. And that's why I always said, bro, I always thought Bryce Young was a better quarterback than C.J. Stroud. I'm not saying this just because was a Carolina Panther. It's because I watched Bryce Young. His rookie year, got up again and again and again. Confidence. He kept his confidence in the Lord. That's what you keep your confidence. I know that's not the right thing to say in the NFL terms, but we're going to bless our Lord every chance we get. C.J. Stroud, when everything going good, you happy and you all smiles. Now you want to downplay your play. Nah, bro. You fucked it up. You fucked up that generational defense. Darius Stingley, Lassimore. I forget his name. K Ford, that's his nickname. Jalen Petrie, Will Anderson Jr., Henry Toto, Daniil Hunter. That fucking defense was generational. You should have won. The way the landscape that the playoffs fall this year and the way the Super Bowl went, the Texans should have won the whole Super Bowl. That defense was good enough to carry to you. But you was so fucking stupid that you couldn't get yourself done out the way. Get your pride to the side and win the fucking game, bro. This game is the NFL is quarterback driven. If your quarterback can't get it done in the playoffs, he's just another guy. That's what it is. C.J. Stroud, I hope you humble yourself and come back to lock in next year. There's no fucking way around it, bro. I'm sick of that shit. Next person I'm talking about, man. Let's talk about... I think the team that I'm most intrigued about is the Indianapolis Colts. I think they have the most to lose and the most to gain in free agency. I'm going to tell you why. Y'all already let Diron Franklin going is a big key of this whole thing because he's one of the most underrated linebackers in the league. Can tackle sideline to sideline. He's good in coverage. You let him go because of cap space, I'm assuming. Daniel Jones coming off an injury. Alec Pierce is a free agent. He won a test. Michael Pittman Jr. contract coming up soon. Jonathan Taylor started number 1 running back in the league. Still one of the top 5 running backs in the league after the season he had. Colts defense played like studs. I would sign Daniel Jones to a 3-year deal. I think they did going to re-sign him. Is that ACL going to be good? You seek Anthony Richardson to be traded, which I think second chances in the league are given, second and third chances. But I think he needs to go in a situation where, hey, put your head down, go fucking be a dog. But I think the thing is, man, if I'm them, I would go sign Kyler Murray just because to have some insurance and letting him know that what it's going to be. What is it really going to be? What is going to be? And what can we do to improve on this quarterback? I just got some breaking news, y'all. Reports sad about the Carolina Panthers, which is crazy for Carolina. So Cade Mays, one of the best centers in the league for Carolina. I think underrated, and we did very good while him in the lineup. Former Panthers center Cade Mays might soon have a new home. Reports are saying the Browns, the Lions, the Ravens, and the Bears all trying to sign Cade Mays. He's coming off a statement season with the Panthers. And I think the thing is, I think Carolina should sign him. Dan Morgan need to make him a priority. The two priorities for Carolina, like I said, is Jalen Coker and Cade Mays. But another breaking news report. Max Crosby is literally drawing interest around the league. A deal could be done possibly earlier this week coming up. And also, The Rams will move on from Trucks to A.J. Brown, which will be dumb if they get A.J. Brown. The Patriots offer a first and a third-round pick for A.J. Brown, and they said no. And rightfully so. Man, it's ridiculous to me, man. It's definitely ridiculous to me. I just think the thing is, the NFL season will be it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, 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 very interesting. Breaking news as well. Cleveland is restructuring Deshaun Watson $81 million cap charge to give Brown flexibility to sign free agents and also make trades. What the fuck are the Cleveland Browns doing? What are you doing with Deshaun Watson? Will you release him and just bite the bullet, or is he going to be there to mentor the young quarterbacks? I think the long-term quarterback, and they're looking to draft another quarterback. Browns don't want to win for real. You have your franchise guy, Shedeur Sanders. You need a running back. You need some offensive line. You need to pair somebody with Jerry Jeudy. David Njoku is going to move on. You have an all-world defense. You have Denzel Ward. You have Fannin Jr. as the tight end position. You have the best defensive player in the league, and Myles Garrett, who just broke the sack season record. Who just break it. It's ridiculous, man. It is ridiculous, man. So, A.J. Brown wants to go to New England. Also, the Bears released Tremaine Edwards. I don't think that's a good idea for them at that linebacker position. I think if you're going to land Max Crosby, you got to go all out. I just don't want them to have that as like a backup plan to more like engage in activity and just be bad at what they do. They just got to be better. If they want to win, you got to take risks. Just hopefully that risk don't come back to bite you in the butt. What else? Alvin Kamara, his contract just got restructured. I think he wants to be a Saint for life. I don't think he really want to go nowhere and win. I just think that thing is and my thing is also too listen, I'm gonna be real with y'all, 100% with y'all. I think the thing is I'm gonna talk about Stephon Diggs more, and the reason why I believe that. So the landing spots for Stephon Diggs for me, I got my top three. I got the Carolina Panthers, I got the Baltimore Ravens, and I got the Commanders. The reason why I got the Ravens on there, they need a receiver. It's enough getting the Ravens enough's a fucking enough with the speedy guys, bro. It's enough. Since Lamar Jackson been here, all they try to do is get speedy guys. You had John Brown for a while. You had Hollywood Brown as well. You got Zay Flowers. You got Tyron Wallace. You got those speedster guys on the outside. You had OBJ. You had D-Hop. Man, go get one of these big-time receivers to pay with your future all-pro quarterback, bro. The MVP of the league. But also Lamar got to be committed in playing his best football as well. Lamar, we can't let you off the hook because you can't keep losing games. You can't. It's like it's just very surprising to me. And I'm gonna end it off with this topic here. And I'm gonna be 100% honest when I say this. Sam Darnold is a reason why you never give up on a quarterback. You never do. Because he's the reason why the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. You took a chance on the quarterback and you develop these quarterbacks. When you're in a winning system and he's in a winning product environment, it's just what it is, man. That's what the fuck is going to happen. You get good product on the field. You get great product on the field. And I think the thing is, I don't want nobody to sit here and say, oh, quarterback. It's a quarterback-driven league. You got to be able to have some type of chemistry. If you keep The Panthers are a perfect product of why you should never give up on a quarterback. I know they just made it to the playoffs. Bryce Young had a solid year, and he still got ways to go. Bryce Young, first 3 years, he never had any consistency with coaches. Dave Canal is going into his second year. That is the coach that you need. And it's just very blatant to me what's going to happen for each and everything, man. It's just what it is. And listen, as more free agent news start to kick off, I will be recording more and more videos. So we're going to be tapped into this shit. Listen, I love y'all. If y'all haven't already, subscribe to the channel and get each and every video that you drop, man. Like the video, comment you want to see, subscribe to the podcast. Listen, I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Tune into my Twitch. Tune into me and Tenacious Couple Pages. Listen, we going to keep fucking dropping bangers. I love y'all, man. In the words of Cam Newton,